Hear more about that throughout the day here on Sky News. But let's reflect on what was an historic day yesterday, the Article 50 letter heading to Brussels. We got to have a look at it after it was delivered. And a lot of people questioning the tone the Prime Minister struck in that letter. I'm just looking at some of the headlines and commentary pieces today. She's been accused of trying to threaten Europe. At worst, it's been called blackmail, talking about an EU trade deal and suggesting that the UK could withdraw cooperation on something very serious like security if a Brexit deal can't be reached. Is that the kind of tone we want to walk into these negotiations under?
Two things. I mean, firstly, I spent all afternoon yesterday, as you would probably imagine, talking to my opposite numbers all across Europe, including people in the Commission, in the Parliament, and of course in all the member states. And the first thing to say is almost all of them actually complimented the tone. He said it was very positive, it was very forward-thinking about Europe, this deep and special relationship, a phrase used the
security issue, because that's the first time that had been tabled as a bargaining chip.
It's not a bargaining chip. I mean, the thing to remember...
Well, it is. The Prime Minister's essentially saying, if you don't give us what we want, we'll have to question our cooperation over security.
That's exactly not what she said. What she said was that if we don't have a deal, it's not good for either side, rather similar to what other Europeans have said in the past few weeks. It's not good for either side.
Oh, come on, we can all read between the lines. Whenever we read a letter, we always think, what do they actually mean when they write this?
This is a negotiation that's going to go on for 2 years. And, of course, people will read between the lines. But what she said, very plainly, was part of what we're trying to arrange is a replacement for what's currently called the JHA, the Justice and Home Affairs element of the treaty. Now we're going to have to replace that. Because if we don't replace it, we'll all lose. We'll all lose data. We'll all lose the ability to do things like arrests and investigations and so, all those sorts of things that are important to preventing terrorism and to dealing with crime. Now, she, as I said, one of our longest-serving Home Secretaries in modern times, takes that very, very seriously, and it's perfectly reasonable for her to say, you know, if we don't do this, both of us will lose out, which is what she said. She said we can cope, but it won't be the best outcome. And I don't think you need to read between the lines. I think you just read what it says on the paper. She was making a point which I think everybody understands. And that's, you know, we're going through this process, lots of times when we say, well, actually, this is a good outcome, this is a bad outcome.
You didn't, frankly, have the balls to put country before party.